Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Noor Networks. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss what is persistence. If you remember, we have configured different types of load balancing method and seen the output. So depending upon the load balancing method configured on F5 Big IP load balancer, the request is handled and the client request get a response from the server. So let's assume that a client sends a request to a server, and depending upon the load balancing method, a client is connected to a specific server. And after some time, the request is load balanced and it goes to another server. This is good, but the problem is it won't provide a reliable, stable, and uninterrupted service. So why we do need a reliable, stable, and uninterrupted service, we will be discussing this in the coming time. Over here as an example, you can see that persistence ensures that a client will remain connected to a same server throughout a session or for a specific period of time. Because load balancing may by default send user to unique server each time they connect. This can mean that complicated or repeated requests are slowed down. Persistence also ensures that at least for the duration of a session or amount of time, the client will reconnect with the same server. This is especially important when server maintain session information locally. Let's understand the importance of the persistence by taking a real life example. So let's assume that you as a client visits to a shopping site, completes your shopping and do your online payment. Over here on the shopping sites, you are having a server pool. Now when you proceed to the payment, shopping site will redirect you to a payment gateway. At the situation, three devices are installed. One is the client machine, from where you as a client is accessing the shopping site. Second comes the shopping site server. The third one is the payment gateway server. When you proceed with the payment, there are instantly generated certificates and even keys are exchanged during this transaction. Now, during this process, if your server get load balanced to another shopping site server, obviously there will be an insecure certificate error and the transaction will be interrupted, thus resulting in a failed transaction. So in order to have a smooth and successful transaction, persistence is required. Guys, this was just one example. There are lots of other such cases where persistence is very much useful. So there are different types of persistence: source IP based persistence, HTTP cookie based, hash based. Here comes the first address, source IP address based persistence. Load balancer over here tracks client using its IP address and it creates a persistence record mapping. As you can see over here in the figure that load balancer has tracked the client using the source IP addresses and it creates a persistence record mapping. Over here you can see the persistence value, persistence mode on the virtual server pool member. So again, this tracking is purely based on client's IP address mask. If persistence is selected host specific, then for each client, F5 creates separate persistence record. You can see the mapping example like 143.143.143.143. The persistence mode is source address, the virtual server, and the pool is the HTTP pool. The pool name is there, and the pool member name is there. Now, if the persistence is selected network specific, then for each network, F5 creates separate persistence record. So just assume that over here, instead of a specific client, a specific source IP address or a host address, the request is coming from a specific network, then it will create the persistence record. Instead of host address, it will be a network address, and rest all things will remain same. It will make an entry for the pool name, for the pool member name. But there is a drawback of source IP address based persistence. We will understand this using this scenario. Suppose there are hundred of clients accessing to a specific website, and it reaches to a server pool. All this client reaches to the server pool over here. Now the problem is this organization is using a NAT device, as you can see over here. It can be a firewall or a router. So since they are using a NAT device at the exit point, so now any client which is leaving the organization and going to the internet and try to reach is to the server pool, the network address translation will take place before it leaves the organization by the firewall or a router, or you can say a NAT device. Over here, a network address translation will take place where the private IP address of the client will be translated to the public IP address, and possibly over here one to many, or you can say a overload NAT will take place. Since all these clients will reach to this server pool with the same public address, F5 load balancer appliance won't be able to differentiate all these clients on the basis of IP address. And so the source IP address based persistence fails over here. Summarizing the things, we can say that tracking clients on a source IP basis is not the best option, because when client is sitting behind the NAT device, for example, a firewall or a router, it uses PAT, or you can say overload NAT. So all that organizations client access server pool using the same source IP address. So now this time the persistent using HTTP cookies finds to be useful. Let's discuss about the HTTP cookies based persistence. Persistence using HTTP cookie is applicable only for a web application server pool, for example HTTP or HTTPS based connection. And this cookie get installed on client web browser. In real life, you will see that many of the time you visit a website, and over there it asks you to accept the cookies. It is one of the example of the HTTP cookies based persistence. So there are basically three types of HTTP cookie creation method. The first one is insert mode. In this type, only F5 Big IP creates HTTP cookies. It contains pool name and pool member name to maintain the persistence with the server pool as an identifier. So whenever a request comes, the F from the client, F5 Big IP, while returning a reply, will create a HTTP cookie which will contain the pool name and pool member name. So the request is identified using a pool name and the pool member name to maintain the persistence with the server pool as an identifier. The next comes the rewrite mode. In this type, server device creates blank cookie and F5 Big IP fills that cookie with the pool name and pool member name information. The third comes the passive mode. In this type, cookies are created by the server device only. Over here, the F5 Big IP doesn't play any role. The server device itself create a cookie. So again, in HTTP cookie, we need to understand few conditions. Client should allow to install cookies on its web browser to maintain the persistence. You have seen many times a pop-up comes, allow cookies, accept cookies. So the client should allow to install cookies on its web browser to maintain the persistence. And the client machine time should be correct, because these cookies are having timestamp and which will get expired after some time. And finally, the last type of persistence is hash based persistence. Guys, hash persistence uses hash value within a request to enable persistence. This hash value creation is based on source IP, destination IP, destination port. Now, again, this hash based persistence can be classified as non unique hash value based persistence and unique hash value based persistence. Let's understand this one by one. In non unique hash value based persistence technique, simple hash are generally used with stateless application or for streaming content. When I say stateless application means a video or an audio as a mean to more evenly distribute load among server devices. It won't affect user experience. Whereas unique hash value based persistence technique, a universal application specific or a SSL ID are generally used with stateful application that depends on the client being connected to the same application instance throughout the session life. That's all about the understanding of the persistence. In the coming tutorial, we will be configuring the persistence on the F5 Big IP load balancer using different methods one by one. That's all in this tutorial, guys. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please subscribe it now and do share with your friends. See you in the next tutorial.